high above the world we know, where clouds roll like oceans and the stars feel close enough to touch, a quiet village floats in the night sky. You arrive without a sound. A soft, glowing ferry drifts through the mist, its surface smooth and cool beneath your fingertips. No engine hums, no oars splash. Just the faint whisper of air as you glide across the moonlit lake far below. Around you, the clouds shimmer, glowing silver beneath the soft light of a full moon. Above, the floating village waits. It hovers peacefully, cradled in the sky like a lantern in a breeze. Wooden houses with curved rooftops are perched gently on clouds, their windows glowing warm with amber light. A hush surrounds everything. It is not silence, but a gentle quiet, the kind that wraps around you like a blanket still warm from the sun. The ferry slows and touches gently against a wooden dock. You step off, your feet making no sound on the smooth, weathered planks. The air here is cooler, not cold, just crisp, like the first breath after a snowfall. Paper lanterns hang from arched beams above, glowing softly in shades of gold and violet. Each one sways slightly, as though breathing. You begin to walk, slowly, along a path lit by hovering lights. Some lanterns float just above the cobbled walkway, while others drift lazily in the sky, rising like bubbles through a still lake. Every step you take feels lighter than the last, as if gravity has gently loosened its grip. On either side of the path, houses rest on smooth cloud banks, each one framed by climbing vines and delicate, dreamlike flowers that bloom only in moonlight. There is no rush here. Time seems to stretch, to soften, to wait. A soft breeze stirs, carrying with it the scent of lavender and star jasmine. Wind chimes sing in the distance, not loudly, but just enough to remind you that this place is alive. You pass a man sitting on his porch, rocking slowly in a curved wooden chair. He nods gently as you pass, his gaze lifted toward the stars. Farther ahead, a small group of children chase glowing moths that drift lazily through the air. They laugh in whispers, their voices no louder than leaves brushing together in the wind. You continue walking. The path bends and opens into a wider lane. Here, a grand arch made of pale driftwood stretches overhead. More lanterns are tied to its beams, some flickering in time with the distant rhythm of waves lapping against the clouds below. You pause and look up. The sky above is endless. Stars wheel slowly overhead, their light reflected in the glassy lake beneath the village. For a moment, you forget where the earth ends and the sky begins. You take a deep breath. It's easy here, effortless, like the air itself wants to carry you. You close your eyes for just a second, and in that space, the weight of your thoughts begins to dissolve. Welcome to the floating lantern village. You have arrived. You begin to walk again, your footsteps silent against the soft stone path that glows faintly beneath you, as though it remembers the warmth of 1,000 quiet evenings. The lanterns ahead form a gentle arch, swaying lightly, each one pulsing with golden light like the breath of a dream. You follow them. They float at eye level now, some close enough to touch, each one carefully painted with tiny stars, moons, and softly glowing symbols. The art feels familiar, though you've never seen it before. It feels like a memory you never made. But somehow, remember. A hush settles over the lane. From within the houses around you, soft candlelight flickers through rice paper windows. You catch glimpses. A woman braiding a child's hair by lamplight, an elder sipping tea, a cat curled up beside a glowing hearth. They don't speak, but they see you. They nod gently, as if to say, yes, you belong here. Ahead, The path splits. To the left, a small bridge of woven vines leads to a quiet garden. To the right, the lantern path continues. You choose the path of light and continue forward. As you walk, you begin to hear soft whispers carried on the breeze. Not conversation, but gentle wishes, released into the air like songs without sound. A little girl stands on a small wooden platform, cradling a paper lantern in her arms. She leans close to it, her lips barely moving as she speaks her wish into the soft golden glow. Then, with hands no bigger than petals, she releases it. The lantern lifts slowly, carried upward by nothing but air and hope. It drifts beside you for a moment, glowing gently, its surface flickering with soft symbols you don't recognize, before rising into the sky and joining a trail of others already making their way to the stars. You watch it go, your breath slowing without effort. No tension, no noise, just stillness. Another villager steps forward. An elderly man with kind eyes and long white hair offers you a lantern of your own. He smiles and simply nods. No words needed. You take the lantern carefully, its surface warm to the touch. Not hot, not cold, just warm. Like a held hand, like a memory. You carry it with you as the path continues, more villagers lining the way now. Some smile, some bow their heads in quiet reverence. All of them move with the stillness of the sky, present, gentle, unhurried. There is no destination here, only drifting, only light, only peace. You approach a small tea house tucked between floating trees, its curved roof lined with crystals that catch the moonlight and scatter it like raindrops across the walls. Inside, a single candle burns. A woman dressed in pale robes pours tea into small cups made of polished stone. She doesn't speak, but gestures for you to sit beside her. You do. The tea smells of wildflowers and cloud mist. One sip, and your body begins to unwind as though it has waited forever for this moment. Outside, the lanterns continue to rise. The sky holds them all, every wish, every dream, every quiet hope spoken in the hush of night. And you sit there, watching them float upward, letting go of time, letting go of everything. Just you, your lantern, and the sky. You rise from the tea house, refreshed and quiet inside, as if the tea had smoothed the edges of your thoughts. Outside, the lanterns still climb, carrying the soft glow of wishes into the endless sky. You hold yours gently, its flickering warmth nestled in your hands. The path beckons again, winding upward along a sloping hill made of mist and stone. The air grows cooler, clearer. The clouds part just enough to reveal what waits ahead. A great tree, unlike any you've seen before. It stands at the highest point of the floating village, its roots woven into the very clouds. Its trunk is smooth and silver, glowing faintly in the moonlight, as though carved from moonbeam and time itself. Its branches stretch outward and upward, holding hundreds of lanterns in their boughs. Each one sways gently, casting light down like raindrops of gold. They don't burn, they glow with calm, with memory, with peace. You step closer. Soft bells chime in the distance as the tree senses your approach. Its leaves shimmer, each one a tiny mirror that reflects not your face, but your feeling. You pause and listen. A low hum radiates from the base of the tree, like a lullaby made of wind and time. To your right, another path stretches forward, this one made entirely of smooth glass, suspended in the air. You take a step onto it, and the glass doesn't shatter. It sings, a single, gentle tone with each footfall. This is the bridge of reflection. Beneath it, there is no water, just soft clouds that glow with your own thoughts. You glance down, and in the mist below, you see not your reflection, but your emotions. floating gently like petals in a pond. Calm, stillness, a flicker of wonder. You continue across, each step bringing a new sound, a note in a song only the village seems to know. Halfway across, you stop. The sky opens wide around you, no rooftops, no trees, just stars stretching out in every direction. It feels like you've stepped into a memory that was waiting patiently to be remembered. You stand there, your lantern cradled in your hands. The time has come. You close your eyes and whisper softly. A wish? A word? A feeling? You're not sure what you said, only that it was true. You open your hands and the lantern lifts, slowly, delicately, like it too is unsure if it's ready to go. It drifts upward, rising past the tree, past the rooftops, past the stars, until it is no longer just light, but part of the sky itself. You remain still, not because you have to, but because you want to. The bridge beneath your feet sighs softly, its tones fading into silence as your breath slows, and your shoulders release the last bit of weight they were carrying. Behind you, the path is quiet. Ahead, it curves gently once more, toward places unknown. But in this moment, you are complete, held, heard. You step forward. The story continues. The bridge behind you fades into mist, leaving only the memory of glowing footsteps and a drifting lantern high in the sky. Ahead, the path becomes softer, lined with moss that glows faintly blue beneath your feet. Like starlight woven into the ground. You pass beneath an archway of flowering branches, each one blooming with pale blossoms that release a gentle, soothing scent with every breath of wind. You've entered the dreaming garden. It's quiet here, not silent, but full of subtle sounds, the rustle of leaves, the hush of petals opening, the soft chime of wind brushing through hanging glass beads, strung from willow-like trees. As you wander deeper, you notice that the garden seems to shift, not in a dizzying way, but gently, as though the paths realign themselves to match the rhythm of your steps. You don't worry about getting lost. You can't. The garden moves with you, not against you. You pass beds of luminous mushrooms that glow like tiny moons. A tree draped in silver moss hums faintly as you move beneath its boughs. Everything in this garden seems to dream. Even the air feels slower, as if time has folded itself into a quiet sigh. You come to a small clearing where a pool of still water rests at the center, perfectly round, its surface smooth as glass. It is the Cloudfall Pool. You kneel beside it. The water is not cold, but cool and comforting. The way silk might feel if it were made of mist and moonlight. You gaze into it. At first, you see only your own eyes. Calm, heavy-lidded, softened by the hush of this place. But then the water begins to ripple. Not from wind, not from touch, but from memory. Soft visions rise from the surface. Glimpses of distant dreams you once had as a child. A paper kite floating over a field. The sound of rain on a tin roof. A hand held during a thunderstorm. You don't feel overwhelmed, you feel seen. The Cloudfall Pool doesn't judge. It doesn't remind you with force, only with gentleness, with kindness. You dip your fingers into the water. The ripples stretch out in perfect circles, carrying peace with them as if sending calm into the world. Above, a lantern breaks free from a branch and drifts down slowly, not to rise, but to hover near the surface of the pool. Inside it, soft light pulses, not bright, just enough to feel alive. You feel the warmth of it on your skin even though it floats a few feet away. You lie back on the moss, the sky above, dappled with drifting clouds and flickers of silver stars. Somewhere wind chimes sing a lullaby you don't quite recognize, and yet somehow remember. Time doesn't move here. Or maybe it does, but only at the speed of dreams. You rest just for a moment, eyes half closed, breath slow, heartbeat calm. The garden holds you, the pool reflects you, and the stars wait for you. When you finally rise, the lantern by the water follows, drifting just behind you as if it too is not ready to leave. You smile and continue along the path. The final stretch awaits, but there's no rush. Each step is a dream, each breath a soft return to peace. The moss-covered path curves gently downward, and the trees part as you step out from the dreaming garden. The lantern follows, your companion now floating just behind your shoulder, its warm light pulsing like a heartbeat. Ahead, you begin to hear the lake again, not loud, not rushing, just a soft lapping, like the earth breathing in its sleep. You're returning to the beginning, but something feels different. Not the place, you. The village opens back around you, its rooftops still dusted with cloud, its windows glowing softly as if every home is dreaming too. Lanterns drift through the sky above, hundreds now, maybe thousands. Each one glowing with a gentle wish, a memory, a release. You walk slowly toward the water's edge. The same boat from before waits for you, simple, wooden, and calm in its stillness. You step in. The boat accepts your weight as if it was waiting for just this moment. It glides out into the moonlit lake, the surface so smooth it barely makes a sound. Around you, the lake stretches endlessly, mirroring the sky until you can no longer tell where the stars begin or end. The floating village becomes smaller behind you, its lights softening into firefly sparks until it feels like you are alone, but never lonely. You hold the lantern in your lap. It has stayed with you this far. It has heard your silence, felt your breath. Now it's time. You lift it in both hands. For a moment you hesitate, not out of fear, but gratitude. You bring the lantern to your lips and whisper one final word, not for anyone else, just for you. Then slowly, you open your hands and let it go. The lantern drifts upward, not quickly, not urgently. It floats like a dream that knows its destination but isn't in a hurry to get there. You watch it rise, higher, higher still, past the clouds, past the curve of the village, until it joins the constellation of wishes above the lake. You lie back in the boat, your head resting on a soft cushion that seems to appear just when you need it. Above you, the sky swirls gently with starlight and cloud. The moon casts a silver path across the water, and the breeze carries the scent of lavender, of distant blossoms, of memory. You breathe in deeply, once, twice, and let your eyes close. There is nothing more to do, no place to go, only this stillness, only this moment, only this peace, and slowly, gently, your boat drifts onward, guided by the stars towards the quiet edges of sleep. The floating lantern village disappears behind the veil of dreams. You are floating, you are weightless, you are home.